think we're live, aren't we?
I think we are.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Swap Shop. Now, in true Swap Shop style, you've got three people on stage that haven't rehearsed any of this. We've got a few notes, but that's it. But I guess that's what swapping's all about, isn't it? Making it up as you go and seeing what you can come out with at the other end. So Swap Shop, there'll be a few of you that probably haven't heard of it. And Rachel, our friend here, has made sure she's shouted through that loud hailer long and hard. But if you don't know, Swap Shop is basically business to business, swapping facilities, swapping ideas, swapping anything. But if we could really help it, not swapping cash. It was born out of a marketing derby event where Tracy Harrison, I've got a lot to thank Tracy Harrison for at the minute, getting me involved in things and work. Thank you, Tracy. But she did come up with, in a meeting that was online, for a portal or something where derby businesses could swap and survive. This was at the beginning of lockdown, and we all didn't know what the future held and where we were going to end up. And I think a lot of us have come through this stronger. Some have had challenges, but we'd like to think that Swap Shops had a small part to play just by going onto the site and saying, well, I'll offer X if you can give me Y. And that could be absolutely anything. It could be write me a press release, and in return for that, I'll write you some creative copy. I'll do you some design, and in return for that, I'll come and clean your windows. The swaps have been countless, creative, and imaginative, further than you could even imagine. And we're hoping there's even more to come. So, as we said, this is totally unrehearsed, so we're going to make it up as we go. We're well over 600 plus members now. We're going to hit 750 before the month's out, aren't we, Rachel? And tell you a bit more about it, I'm going to hand over to Lee, who is the man who, when challenged with the idea of Swap Shop, and could you build a website in 35 minutes and put it on social media in 45 minutes, said absolutely no problem, I love a long lead time. Lee Marples from Think3 absolutely smashed it in getting Swap Shop live and up and out there.
Well, I can't take the credit for that, Dean. That's part of the team that we've got back at the office looking after that. So, I mean, where have we come to now, I guess? One of the things is it started off in Derby last year. We know that in terms of building momentum and swapping goods, services, whatever people could think of across the city. And we've now taken that national with the launch of the UK Swap Shop, which came out in November. And that's now north of 600, aiming for the 700 mark in terms of members. And tonight's hopefully about people listening in live, thinking about what they could swap, what they could offer in return, and getting that into the chat. And I'll be keeping an eye in terms of what some of these people, some of the comments that are coming through. Lindsay Hatfield's already saying, yeah, she wants somebody to come and clean her windows. So
I'll do that.
Yeah, I could do the window cleaner at the office as well, actually.
I'm not climbing those ladders. You're really high up.
Really long way up from where we are, but they do need doing.
So the whole point of this evening is not only to celebrate all of you wonderful finalists and the Derbyshire creative community, but like we've said, is getting you active and swapping. So to introduce the UK Swap Shop platform to you, if you've not used it before, it's totally free to use. There is no catch. So that you can pay it forward, help somebody else, but also get some help yourself. You'll have seen on the information, the finalists that came out, that we've got a hashtag for tonight. I have to look at my notes. This is how unscripted I am. Hashtag Mainframe Swap Live. So please put that in the chat function alongside the YouTube video that you're watching now. We will pick it up either in these first 25 minutes or we'll pick it up later on throughout the show. And hopefully the idea is that we will get you a perfect match. It's like Tinder for business. Or we will put it onto our UK Swap Shop platform tomorrow. I'll be in touch with everybody and we can make sure that happens. So to kick us off, I do believe, Dean, you already have a swap.
Yeah, and it's not Lindsay's windows. So we have Abby at Darley Dance, and she's a finalist, so congratulations on that, Abby. And she wants a new logo. Now, she's offering advertising in the Darley Dance Christmas brochure. Now, there's some free advertising for a little bit of brain power, and as we know what it's like when you're creating logos, I think it's always exciting, isn't it? Have you a bit of input. So come on, let's get Abby her new logo, and in return, there's some advertising at the back end of that one. Easy.
Thanks very much, Dean. So that's a great example. And what we've found in the just nearly 12 months that we've been running Swap Shop over here is that the simplest requests and offers of help are often the best. So instead of asking for marketing support, Abby's really hit the nail on the head there by saying, I want a logo, because that's really tangible and equally easier for somebody who's talented in that area, perhaps. I don't know who could that be, but is able to do that. We all know that small businesses are the most agile, nimble and talented of all the businesses. You are master of everything to your company, to your trade. And this is just a way of making sure that you can use that talent and expertise, give what you're comfortable to give, but also receive something in return. So we've had some great swaps going on in our clubhouse room at the weekend. And if you head over to www.theukswapshop.co.uk, you'll be able to register your free account and see the range of swaps that are on offer that can also whet your appetite for how you can get back to business through a little bit of swapping.
And we've got another swap that's come in. So the guys over at Cuckoo Connect, who are also finalists tonight, so well done, guys. They are offering up a special Cuckoo social media shout-out and the feature at the Cuckoo Cocktail Hour. You've not said what you want in return yet, so get that posted and we'll give that a shout-out as well.
Thanks very much, Lee. So, Dean, why did you get involved in Swap Shop back in the beginning? Can you remember why?
Oh, I think you forced me into it at one point. No, I think it was when Tracy had sown the idea, and I knew you'd run with it 100 miles an hour like you do with everything and wonderfully well. It was the fact that at the time we all needed a bit of help from our peers in the business community, and the fact that we could just do something no matter how small. And it wasn't, I don't think it really mattered about having something back, did it? You've just been able to throw something out there and do it.
Absolutely.
But I've got a question for you, right?
Okay.
And you can, everyone post stuff to Lee. I have this theory that if you watch Tiswas, you're a bit nuts, but you need an excitement in your life, right? But if you watch Swap Shop, you were completely entrepreneurial. You were selling snacks in the playground, swapping marbles for far more than the value that they should have been, and you had more Kevin Keegan stickers in your paninis than you rightly should have had. So throw it in on the chat. Do we think that the true entrepreneurs watched Swap Shop or Tiswas? I'd love to do it. Branson, Tiswas Swap Shop.
Yeah, but you see, this is where it becomes a bit of a problem because not everybody's as old as you and I.
Oh, yeah.
And some of us in this three are older than others. So not everybody remembers Noel Edmonds and the multicoloured swap shop. You'll have to
Thanks,
Google
Rachel,
it.
for just, getting it in there.
But you're so beautifully preserved. I mean, it's just wonderful to see, isn't it, really? We have to explain all the time to some of the younger members of our crew and our swap shop squad.
Okay, right, yeah. Okay, so just tell Lee if you prefer swapping or throwing custard pies and make of that what you will. There you go.
Is this what will happen when we have our live roving reporter out swapping? There'll be phantom flan flinging. Try and say that when you've had a few beers at Bustler.
And he's from Derby. Did you know that?
I didn't.
The phantom flan flinger is from Derby. Jamie, his dad. See, it's just all going on. All going
See,
on.
this is why you know this stuff.
Because I'm so old. Yeah,
Being
thanks.
of a wonderful vintage. What can you do?
Madness. Sarah Lotes has just come in saying that she could do with someone to play tennis with, socially distanced of course, and she's happy to swap some HR stuff. So hopefully there's somebody out there listening tonight who's good at playing tennis, can give Sarah a good run for her money on the tennis courts, hopefully.
That's a really cracking idea, isn't it? Because, lockdown hasn't been so kind to me in the fitness department. I like to read. I'm more sloth-like than active. But actually having somebody that would encourage you and be your socially distanced partner to get out there and get back.
Can you play tennis?
Absolutely not. I've got really bad handball eye coordination.
Lots of running.
Yeah, I could do with somebody to go cycling with because I'm a bit frightened of the roads.
There you go, gravel, shoe.
So it'll be it. So that's a really good idea, a swap to get you back out active. We've got lots of different swaps on the UK swap shop that are coming now from across the country. So, it started here in Derby, but as soon as we went UK-wide in November, the wonderful guys at Think3 made Swap Shop Platform version 2, and now you can choose whether you want to swap within your county or whether you want to swap with the whole UK. So what this is actually doing, and these are our plans for Swap Shop, is to open up a whole new marketplace for all our swapsters and our small business supporters, so that actually we get back to business by working together and supporting each other. And we've put another facility on there that the swaps get expired, so that you've got new things coming on all the time. So please do follow us all over the social media. I sound like my mother. Please follow us all over social media. We will follow you back. And didn't we have some exciting news last night?
We did. And last night we actually took advantage of a slightly well-positioned swap that we posted up the other day, trying to get the attention of Theo Pafitis in terms of his Small Business Sunday competition, which he runs every week, which announces 6 small businesses from across the UK that he selects to be able to promote and join part of a wider club that exists. And last night we were selected as one of the 6 winners on that, which is great. Just to catch up on some of the swaps that have come in, because I know there's people typing away and keyboard bashing as quick as we go. Sarah says she can't actually play tennis, so anybody who's really competitive that wants to win for the first time in 12 months, she selected it's Darley Park tennis courts actually, so head on down there with Sarah and go and give her a thrashing, I think. Andy Linley has also said that he will offer up a 1-minute video with a fancy new camera that he's just got in return for a 1-page PDF sales document that he can then send out. And CAD for Fashion
I'll do that one.
You want that one?
Yeah.
Easy peasy.
There you go, Andy.
Swap that one
Got yourself
over.
a match.
1-minute video. Hope for that.
Swap on the stage. Perfect. And then we've also got CAD for Fashion Studio and Academy is offering up some graphic design or social media graphics for some basic contracts, policies, etc. So I'm sure there's some people out there listening that might be able to take that one up as well.
And I think one of the things that we might be able to facilitate for everybody is that we have, more than just 2 people swapping. So,
A thruple swap.
a thruple swap. You just made that up on the spot. A
Like a
thruple swap.
swargy.
Better than a
Maybe not.
threesome.
Anyway, back to the thruple swap, we'll call it from now on, so that, Erica could perhaps help Abby with the logo, and then, perhaps one of them might like to play tennis with Sarah, and then there's some contracts. So, we can look, and because we know all of you guys and we're doing this for Derby and the Mainframe community, then we can look at making sure that that works and that everybody gets a little bit of support that they need. So don't worry about all of that, guys. I will be in touch with you tomorrow and let's see if we can make that happen.
Good. I'll give you some examples just in terms of what's available on sort of the national site at the minute. So if anyone's not checked it out yet, you can go and have a look at www.theukswapshop.co.uk, where you can register for free, completely get access to all the swaps that are there and see what's available. So the post that's on there around the Small Business Saturday winner, we clearly took advantage of that one yesterday and won on the back of that. But we've got somebody here who's offering a 30-minute Zoom chat in return for extending their reach and people to listen to a book and podcast. So one of the things actually we've seen over recent weeks that people are making use of the Swap Shop platform for is where they've got potentially a new product actually and they want to try it out with an audience. So they're offering sample versions of their product for a simple testimonial. It's giving them really good feedback. It's increasing their Google reviews and increasing their reach out to the wider public, and then getting posts across social media as well. So it's really having an impact on small businesses up and down the country.
So that's like, you could use that as a focus group then. Like that.
Yeah, because one of the things I always think of startup businesses with this as well. When you want some real market research with, real potential customers or other businesses, but you want it to be in sort of a protected way, so that the feedback that they give you is genuine and constructive. I think Swap Shop really comes into its own in that area, because you can say, please help me with this, I'll send you the item, you give me an honest testimonial and a review, or, when we can meet face to face, you can be active in the product to find its weaknesses and its strengths. And that's really valuable information. If you're a startup company as well and you've got an established company that's going to use your services, when they give you a testimonial, that reinforces you, doesn't it? It validates you and says, I've used Rachel's new cafe and it was really amazing. So somebody else sees that somebody's taken a risk on you and it's fine. I make a really good cup of coffee and tea.
I know you do.
I'm not going into that business as well. It's bad enough trying to keep up with you lot.
Oh, yeah, but let's take the example of Colleague Box, who took advantage of Derby Swap Shop very early on in terms of when we first launched it. Their offer was to give up 5 of their Colleague Boxes in return for somebody who could give them some initial PR support, and Penguin picked up on that, and look what's happened to them since the launch day. I mean, I think all the finalists that are listening in tonight, you've all had the Colleague Box tonight. So, I mean, it is a great success story that we've played a small part in terms of that journey, but a great idea.
You look at the Colleague Box there. That's been phenomenal, hasn't it? And then the benefit to Penguin, and yeah, what a success story.
Yeah, and the fact that, you know, they play such an active part in the small business community anyway. You know, this whole swapping revolution that we call it isn't new. We do this all the time. You help each other, you pay it forward, you give somebody, you know, a 30-minute chat on the phone, or, you know, pre-COVID we would meet and you'd buy me a cup of coffee and we'd talk about the services or the ideas that you'd got. You'd share a few of your insights, and that was a way of, you know, increasing your network, doing a bit of testing, getting to refine your 60-second pitch and all those sorts of things. Well, Swap Shop is a technological way of doing that, and it's not just for the pandemic and the 12 months that are following it. We're really committed to this continuing on, and actually being able to do things like this, and we are so grateful to the crew here at Mainframe and Quad, just gives us an opportunity to tell more people about it, really, so that you know who we are, you know that this is a genuine, future-proofed platform that hopefully is going to be around for quite a while.
And if you haven't swapped yet, get yourself registered and go and make your first swap. I mean, Sarah's put in the chat that initial swap that they had with Colleague Box in return for their PR support has led to an ongoing commercial relationship. So the swap is just the start, ultimately, of what could become of something longer term that benefits not just the swapper, but the person who's actually picked that up and delivered their service in return. So who knows what could happen? It all starts with a simple swap.
It certainly does. So make sure that you do check us out, you follow us on social media, but particularly for tonight, that you start thinking about the swaps that you can offer. You could even say, I'll give an hour of my expertise and time, and in return, a thank you, or buy me a coffee, or send me a one bar and a bottle of Panda Pop. I know.
Age again, showing your age now.
I know. Well, I'm trying to
remember
make you feel
those.
better. Do you?
I do just about remember those.
Yeah.
See?
Were they the ones with the little straws that you used to have to pop through the top?
No.
No, clearly I don't then.
Anyway, moving on from me.
Anyway, so use the hashtag MainframeSwapLive. Pop that in the chat. You know, share about us in your Twitter feeds and your Instagram. Tell everybody that you're live watching this amazing awards show, and also swapping at the same time because you're multi-skilled and multi-talented.
I am going to have to give this swap a shout out because I do think it's really good. So some of these, looking for a return a social media review, so a nice and simple one, but they're actually looking for people with smelly dogs.
Oh. We've all got smelly,
smelly dogs. I'm going to find out a little bit more.
What are they going to do with the smelly dog? Clean it.
I see what they've got is they've got 4 pet sample packs to send out for anybody who'd be happy to post a review on Facebook or Instagram and tagging them in. So it's simple as that. That's somebody taking advantage of Swap Shop with people who've got smelly dogs.
And I remember that was one of our most engaged with Instagram posts recently, because quite clearly there the person is saying, have you got this? And people are thinking, yeah, I have. And then in return you get the sample through the post. I've had that for my dog Cooper, although he's not smelly, but you know, it rained today. And so the samples come through the post, and you can leave her a very honest review about what you thought about the samples that she sent through. And they come in really nice packaging as well. So, you know, Becca has really gone to town with that one. So they're great examples. And I also think that once you've logged into the platform and you can see, it gives you a bit of an idea. I don't know about you guys, but I'm not very good when there's a blank sheet of paper. But if there are other ideas in there, you can start thinking, oh, I can see how they've done that and how they've done this. So I think
The simplest things, isn't it? I mean, that's what it comes down to. The simpler, the better. I think one of the things that we've especially learned in the last few months, that there are so many swaps that people don't actually realise that they could offer. Whether it's 30 minutes on the telephone, just sharing your ideas and your advice with people and getting something back in return. Whether, I mean, I unknowingly ultimately did a swap last week where I'd put a post out on my social media about a platform that was available for people to get some press coverage, and that was picked up by Sarah, who's then sent me a box of Derby's craft beers in return for those. So I think once this show's over tonight, I'm going to head back and open one of those. So thank you, Sarah.
I can't.
Because you'd be able to help people, wouldn't you, Dean, with your experience of running the crowdfunding campaign, for example. So it's not just necessarily exactly what your business is there and doing. It could be all the other skills that you've gained in running the business for the number of years that you have.
No, you're right. Yeah, exactly. Something we've done. You know, we did go through the crowdfunding thing. You learnt a lot. And interest is lots of businesses in Derby ask. Something else. I go for a walk every Tuesday. Did it this morning around Darley Park for an hour. And if anyone wants to join in, because that's a case of you're not giving a product back, but you're just giving chat and headspace, aren't you? So yeah, you can absolutely. I guess you think it has to be something tangible, but it doesn't really need to be, does it?
No, and I think it's about having that safe space to ask for that sort of help. You know, to be able to see the swaps in the platform, you have to log in. Okay, you have to create a profile. It doesn't take a long time, but you have to be motivated to want to do that. And you might meet somebody that then you strike up a really good supportive relationship with, so like Colleague Box did with Penguin, but then equally it could be, I know of coaches in Derby who signed up during the very early days and then they were coaching each other and being there for each other. And I think that was one of the things that the pandemic really showed us, was how much we needed each other, and find a way of being able to create that, even though we were locked down. And I'm hoping that once things get back to normal a little bit more, then we can continue to bring more exciting swaps to the party.
Erica's just dropped another one in, actually saying that she's also got Photoshop, InDesign and Illustrator online training on offer for anybody or a team member, again, looking for the HR or PR services would be brilliant. Thanks, Erica.
Right.
Erica has swapped with us before last year, I remember, and her courses are excellent. So again, it's a way of sharing information, because people can forget the sorts of products and services that you deliver, the sorts of talents that you've got. I bet people didn't know what you used to be before you started Think3.
What I used to be?
International Spy.
International Spy.
And
How far back am I
Leslie.
going?
And
Which one? How far back am I going?
your numeracy skills.
Oh, that one. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I qualified as an accountant.
Don't hold that against Lee, but it comes in really handy.
Accountancy skills swapped for beer.
Yeah, that's what I used to do all the time. In fact, and talking about accountancy, Sarah Ferdinando's dropped in saying that she'll offer a review of bookkeeping processes, helps and tips, and she's open to suggestions. But actually, help to launch a clothing brand would be of benefit.
So that's fantastic. So you might even know somebody
That's very good.
who runs a clothing brand that could give Sarah that bit of help, and therefore, you're spreading that swap between a thruple.
A thruple swap.
Do you have to say it with such a Derbyshire accent, a thruple swap?
Thruple. That's going to stay now,
I've
isn't
got a Tracy Island if anyone wants to swap it for
I
a
remember.
You
motorbike
haven't.
helmet.
it? What? Which one? The Blue Peter version?
No, a proper one.
Handmade.
Yeah.
You sure it's not handmade?
No, I'm positive. It's not handmade. And a chitty bang bang. I'm telling you. Has anybody come forward? I've got some hot stuff.
Right, I sense that the evening is now going to descend into the various different toys, and that was the previous show. We don't do that anymore.
Yeah, but we loved it. The old ones loved it.
Well, exactly. So, right, I'm going to wrap up now. So it's been wonderful to spend this pre-show show with you guys. I hope we have whetted your appetite where the swaps are concerned. I hope we've warmed you up for the main event. I will be here throughout the evening, so please keep the swaps going as the beer flows and the Prosecco flows. My colleague here has got to nip off because he's a finalist, so fingers crossed for you and congratulations.
Good, lovely.
You need to go home and, well,
Play with my toys.
play with your toys. So, and here's now something rather special, and we'll see you later.
Sometimes in our lives we all have pain, we all have sorrow, but if we are wise, we know that there's always tomorrow. Lean on me when you're not strong, and I'll be your friend. I'll help you carry on. For now, it won't be long till I'm gonna need somebody to lean on. Please swallow your pride. If I have faith, you need to borrow. For now, no one can fill those of your needs that you won't let show. You just call on me, brother, when you need a hand. We all need somebody to lean on. I just might have a problem that you'd understand. We all need somebody to lean on. Lean on me when you're not strong, and I'll be your friend. I'll help you carry on. For it won't be long till I'm gonna need somebody to lean on. You just call on me, brother, when you need a hand. We all need somebody to lean on. I just might have a problem that you'd understand. We all need somebody to lean on. If there is a load you have to bear that you can't carry on, right up that road, and I'll share your load. If you just call me, call me, call me, call me, call on me. Now isn't she lovely? Isn't she wonderful? Oh, isn't she precious? Less than 1 minute old. I can't believe what God has done. Through us He's given life to one so very lovely, made from love. Now isn't she precious? Less than 1 minute old. Lord, I'm so happy we have been heaven blessed. I can't believe what God has done. Through us He's given life to one so very lovely, made from love.
We're here to celebrate the creative industries. There is a phenomenal amount of talent in Derby. What drives us forward is the creative passion, the engagement, the desire to do more and to be first and to innovate and to challenge all the time. And that's something which I think our sector does more than other sectors. I don't know about you, but I'm starting to feel very proud of being part of the creative industries in Derby. Good evening, everyone. At that point, there is rapturous applause. Never great when you have to ask for it, but there's a small amount of us here. I mean, it's quite sad actually seeing that film in a way, because it's fantastic seeing everyone coming into the cinema dressed in their finest clothes, getting ready for the excitement of the awards, and then realising that you're wearing exactly the same clothes in a video that was filmed maybe 4 years ago. And actually you are, Will, as well. Don't want to put you on the spot, but that's the same grey suit you were wearing first time you were here. But I want to say a massive thank you straight away to Will Pearson, who's going to be with us throughout the night. Thank you, Will, for your intro. Will's from Hot House Music. If you don't know Hot House Music, please do check out their website. Phenomenal musicians that are working throughout Derby and Derbyshire, but also touring nationwide as well. Also a huge thank you to the Swap Shop team, to Rachel Hayward, Lee Marples and Dean Jackson. What a fantastic idea. And it really does sum up everything that I think is great about the Derby business community. If we can help each other, we will help each other. And the Swap Shop is just helping you to help each other. We've had a great response from the creative business community, as always, and we'll be checking back in throughout the night to see if there's any additional swaps that have come in, but also to kind of take your feedback. So we're here for the Mainframe Awards 2021. Once again, we're online. We want to be here in person, and hopefully this time next year we will be. But this is the 4th year we're hosting these awards, and it's all about celebrating the creative and digital talent throughout Derby and Derbyshire. I'm Adam Buss, I'm the Chief Executive here at Quad, and I'm joined here by my colleagues Charlene Sharp and Hana York, the Mainframe team. Hello both, how are we?
Yeah, very well.
Really good.
Yeah.
Really good.
Really good.
Excellent. And how are you all doing out there in Derby world? Please do give us your feedback throughout the night and let us know that you're listening and watching. Grab a drink, sit back, relax. And Charlene's going to tell us a little bit about how you can get engaged via our socials.
That's right, yeah, we'd love you to join us this evening. So if you're on the socials, we're at Mainframe Derby, and the hashtag, I also put my teeth back in, the hashtag is Mainframe, and that's for the awards. And if you're going to tweet for the Swap Shop, then it's Mainframe Swap Live. So as always, last year we had the colleague boxes, and we have them again, shall we?
This is
Have you
my
all...
favourite bit.
Live unboxing.
Indeed. See, we got ours kind of ready because we... yeah. So the question is, have you all managed to keep yours closed until this point?
Ooh,
Some
exciting.
of the finalists and the judges have been sent them. I know, didn't do the repeat and have them kind of pre-opened.
Really, shouldn't we?
What's in them?
Here we go. Oh, hello, straight away. I'm on board. Gourmet popcorn. Guaranteed winner.
And as like last year, I'm straight onto the Prosecco.
Good find.
Giant chocolate buttons.
Exciting. And I think we might be able to see the finalists there unboxing theirs at the moment. Oh, there was some people actually really did listen and wait.
Oh, you're so good. All of you. You've managed to... I mean, particularly, you're probably thinking now, if there was Prosecco, I knew there was Prosecco in there. I would have opened it earlier. I wouldn't have had to open my own.
I found a tutor.
Yeah.
Excellent. I mean, I was wondering if there was going to be any distractions during the night, and
There you go.
we now know.
So when we want to kind of call you out there, Adam, we'll...
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, great.
yeah. Okay, yeah. So, well, the finalists are here because of one reason only.
Yes, I wanted to make sure that we said a huge thank you to all of our fantastic judges who, you know, we really couldn't host and do the awards without them. So I would just like to make special mention to them. I'm going to read them out here. We have Steve Noss, Head of Creative for Cooper Parry, Rushita Shekhar, Executive Director at ArtCore, Sam Barrett, Derbyshire Area Manager for Young Enterprise UK, Andrew Dayton, he's Director at AWD Development Solutions, Rachel McCormack, Director at Midlands Engine, Robbie Kerr, General Manager for Derby Live from Derby City Council, Roberta Beattie, she's Website Tech Champion for the Digital Culture Network from Arts Council England. We have Robin Johnson, Press and PR Executive from Marketing Derby, and Bev Crichton, Senior Lecturer at University of Derby. So I cannot say thank you enough. They put such a lot of time and effort, and obviously, you know, all for free, all for voluntary. And they look over your amazing submissions, and we really, really couldn't do it without them. And I'm so glad that we don't have to do that job.
Indeed, yes. They come in, collate them.
Yeah,
send
they
them
have
on,
the
yeah.
toughest. They have definitely the toughest job
We
of the
really
night.
appreciate it. Yeah, no, thank you. So, Adam, Big House.
Now, we're here because we're a community and we're celebrating all that's great about being in the digital and creative community in Derby, but the Mainframe project itself is part of a community, and we're really grateful to our funders, the European Union and Derby City Council, for enabling this project to happen. Mainframe is part of the Big House Consortium, which includes Derby Theatre, the University of Derby, Nottingham Trent University, MBV, Creative Quarter and New Art Exchange. And as part of that consortium, we as a group of organisations offer business support, grants, workshops, events, mentoring and much, much more. Please do check out www.bighouse.org.uk for more information. I know many of you have benefited from the various activities that are part of that programme, and there's much more that you can benefit from, so please do check out that website. But now, right now, this minute, this second, this place, here, it's time to launch the Mainframe Awards 2021. Thank you, Will, for that little flourish.
You're welcome.
Do you want your own personal clap again, Adam?
I mean, that is really damning, isn't it? It's kind of like Adam demands to be clapped. That's that. We didn't practice that, clearly. But yes, Will is going to be giving us little musical reprises throughout the night. We haven't practiced that, so I'm sure Will's going to surprise me like he did last time.
Lots of surprises this year.
Lots of surprises. Okay. I mean, I think the kind of Empire coming in, doom-laden Star Wars theme tune last time was probably my favourite.
That was classic. But I've got the Christmas suit anymore, so I'm not quite in the zone. But I'm disappointed though, because I did say that I was expecting you to wear one for this time.
Yeah. Well, now we're moving into a kind of post-lockdown environment, and obviously during that time we've only been able to shop online. One thing I've noticed is that my waistcoats have got strangely tighter. Obviously, that's something to do with the washing, not using the right temperature, that kind of thing. And I've just not been massively confident about buying clothes online, because I was confident about what size I was pre-lockdown, not massively confident about what that is right now, Will, to be honest. So
Right, okay.
if I needed an excuse...
I'll accept that. But next year, though.
Absolutely. Next year...
You've said it now.
Yeah,
Christmas
absolutely. Guaranteed. Moving on to more important things, our first award of the evening. This is the Make and Trade Award. Now, Derby and Derbyshire is a hive of wonderful people who craft and produce. And this award recognises someone continuing on that proud tradition, selling on a small scale, but making a massive impact. And our shortlist is Sarah Hodgkinson from Crafty You, Crafty Me. Claire Zwosny-Bestwick from Crazy Best. And Sophie Cartmel from Duck and Peach Illustration. Now, just for some context, in December we held our annual Make and Trade market, usually here at Quad, but actually outside in the marketplace. And Claire and Sarah, you both took part in that and had stalls, so thank you for that. Sarah Hodgkinson's also part of Marketing Derby's Rising Star Galaxy this year, and Sophie Cartmel has just recently launched a children's book called Mary, and you can find more about that as a blog entry on the Mainframe website. And we go live to our first judge this evening. It's my good friend, Robbie Kerr, General Manager of Derby Live in Derby City Council. Robbie, are you there?
I am, yeah, you're right, Adam.
I'm not too bad, mate. Yeah, it's good, this. It's like, as I always say, it's kind of like Eurovision. You are Luxembourg. Just giving you that now, Robbie. But it's over to you, my friend.
Apparently we're not getting paid. I didn't realise that was part of the negotiations at the start.
Awkward.
Yeah, this is my first year in Derby, and so I've done my homework. I've visited the web pages. I went on the Instagram sites, the Etsy sites, and everything, and can absolutely confirm that Derby's tradition for craft and creativity is absolutely being upheld superbly. So, to all the entrants, a massive congratulations and thanks to you all. The winner, for me, I love the presentation of the website, the diversity of the products, the affordability of the services, and the environmental responsibility by running a carbon neutral business. And anyone who calls their workshop a shed quarters absolutely gets my vote. So the winner is Claire's Wozni Bestwick, Crazy Best.
No way! Oh wow! I totally thought it'd be Sophie or Sarah. Absolutely, totally.
Oh, well done, Claire. You're becoming a bit of a Mainframe legend already. I mean, if we had a league table of most wins, I think you're right at the top, to be honest. How does it feel?
My first win.
Oh, is it? Oh, sorry.
Lots of shortlisting.
Lots of shortlisting.
Yeah.
So how does it feel to get over the line then this time?
So I'm lucky.
And tell us a little bit about kind of what's new in your world. What's going on with Crazy Best, and what's your future look like?
Wow. Well, I feel so lucky that I've had my shed quarters over the last year or so. It's been an absolute lifesaver, I think, for me and other people, because I can just retreat to it and create all the time. I felt really lucky that I've been in a position where I can just develop my website and still get myself out there in other ways. And Philip and Stephen from Cuckoo Connect have really helped with that as well. So that's been great. And the Christmas market that Charlene and Hana ran was absolutely amazing. It was such a positive end to the year and helped to make a really positive start to this year as well. So that's really cool. And I've got a photo shoot coming up next week. So that'll be my first one of this year, because we're coming sort of lockdown restrictions easing and things. So that'll be exciting. Hopefully I'll be able to share some pictures from that. And got a few orders to send off to America and Australia at the moment. So just going global.
Brilliant. Well, thank you, Claire. And I can say already, nobody is going to have better hair than you tonight.
And I've not even...
Thank you, Claire. Fantastic. Now, throughout the night, you're going to hear some messages from people that we've spoken to about where the creative industries and the digital industries go next, and how important it is, not only to Derby, but to the UK. But to keep it right at home, there's someone who joined the local authority, Derby City Council, a few years ago, who's absolutely committed to improving the role and the responsibility of creative industries within the wider infrastructure of Derby. Rachel North is someone who absolutely believes in the power of creative industries. She's worked in the creative industries herself. She's got friends and relatives within that sector as well. And we're going to hear a few words from Rachel, who's the Deputy Chief Executive with responsibility for communities and place at Derby City Council, about what's next for the creative industries in Derby.
Well, thank you so much for asking me to speak here on behalf of the City Council. And I would say that what a year it has been. And what we've learned over this last year is how we are really better together, working collectively for this city. And the work we've done with working with our cultural and creative partners has been phenomenal this year. And that needs to be absolutely cemented in our future working. Creative industries, creative people, make things happen. They are the ones that spark ideas, innovation, create interest, build jobs, actually build the economy. We know in this country that our economy, digital and creative economy, is playing a phenomenal part in our economic success, and it was before the pandemic. And it is so critical that we hold on to that and build it and foster and nurture that creative talent for the future if we're going to bounce back effectively from what has been an incredible year. So I really hope and you would agree the City Council has worked really well with our cultural and creative partners, and we are seeing the future of Derby very much based on that innovation and creativity from culture. we see that being at the heart of the coming back of our city. So creating spaces, creating opportunity, fostering talent, enabling creative people to come forward and bring their ideas and their energy and their creativity back into our city and to really make it the best that it could possibly be is a fundamental priority to the City Council. And so today, to be able to award some of those awards to those wonderful organisations that are playing their part in that will be a fantastic opportunity.
Thank you, Rachel. And Rachel is someone who absolutely stands by her words, and I'm confident, more confident actually, strangely than I've ever been, that the creative industries are going to play a real pivotal role in the development of Derby as a city moving forward. Now we move on to our second award of the evening, and it's the Mainframe Unsung Hero. This is awarded to the unsung hero in the office working from home. This unsung hero is usually someone who flies under the radar, but is actually a digital or creative workhorse. You nominated them, but who did our judges pick? And our shortlist is Louise West, Louise West Lace Design, nominated by Katie White. During lockdown, Louise has gone above and beyond supporting lace makers across the world by creating multiple ways for students to continue making lace with her classes online, and created what is now a very successful Facebook group. Our second nominee is Luke Smith, freelancer, nominated by Catherine Lightbound of Treetop Hospice. Now, every Christmas, hundreds of bereaved people in the local community take part in Treetop's Hospice Care annual Light Up. This had to take a very different approach for obvious reasons. Luke worked with Treetops for several weeks, completely free of charge, to film and edit their virtual Light Up a Life service. Catherine added that Luke went above and beyond with his support, which they could not have done without him. And our final nominee is Abby Canning from Quad, nominated by John Wall, also from Quad. John said Abby is a shining example of participatory arts practice, with special credit in the area of working with young people with additional support needs. When COVID-19 lockdown first hit, Abby secured funding to purchase laptops for now isolated young people, delivering them by hand across Derby and Derbyshire so that they could continue to engage online with Quad's Q Club programme. Now we have a pre-recorded section from our next judge, who is Robin Johnson, Press and PR Executive at Marketing Derby. Robin.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Robin Johnson. I'm the Press and PR Executive at Marketing Derby. I hope you're all enjoying the show. I know I am. It's fantastic that we celebrate our creative industries in this way. Creativity is the lifeblood of Derby, has been for many generations. And over the past 12 months, we have really had to draw on that creativity, and many have done it with aplomb. So you join me here in the man cave with my lockdown haircut. No, I've not got to the barbers yet, and in my formal work attire. So I've really made the effort for tonight. So I was given the task of judging the unsung hero category, and I think we'll all agree, again, over the past 12 months, there's been many unsung heroes, but in the creative sector there has been many, and I saw that from the number of entries and the quality of entrants. But I know it's an old cliche, there has to be one winner, and the reason I've chosen this winner is because they gave up their time and skills freely to support this charity for a vital fundraiser, and I take my hat off to them. So the winner of the Unsung Hero Award is Luke Smith. Many congratulations, Luke.
Now, it wouldn't be an awards ceremony just like in Hollywood if one of our award winners wasn't here. And unfortunately, that's Luke, who's not here tonight. But a massive thanks and well done to you, Luke. We'll be sending that award out to you. And thank you for the hard work you did on what is a very valuable cause. We now move on to our third award of the evening. And this is the best local network. This is a brand new award for this year, but we all know that networks, meetups and groups play a vital role in supporting and developing digital and creative people and their businesses. Which network did the judges view as the winner? And our shortlist is Stephen Goddard and Philip Brooks Stevenson for Cuckoo Connect, Claire Twells for Derby's Finest, and Yvonne Gorman for Derby's Small Business Unite. Congratulations for all of you being shortlisted. We absolutely value the role of networks. It's what Mainframe is in itself. And again, it just reinforces everything we've been talking about since Derby Swap Shop were on stage, about how we can support each other to make Derby a better place. And if there was a league table of networkers, our judge, Bev Crichton, would be absolutely top of that in Derby. I think everyone that knows Bev would agree with that. So to tell us about our winner, we're going to go over to Bev Crichton, Senior Lecturer from the University of Derby, who has alongside her Lily Smith, and they both have some words to say. Bev and Lily.
Good evening. Thank you, Adam, for those kind words. I'd just like to say thank you for asking me to judge, but I actually delegated that judging, mainly because I thought that actually students that were studying networking, which Lily is one of them, I ran a module to teach them how to network and how to create their networks, would probably be better qualified than I am. Equally, I couldn't choose. It was so very difficult. So I'm just going to immediately hand over to Lily, who's going to tell you a little bit about herself and who's going to reveal the winner. Lily, over to you.
So my name's Lily. I'm currently studying business enterprise and marketing, but I think we only have 1 week left now and then I'm done for good. I would like to say thank you for the opportunity to be able to be part of this, because being able to read about all the local networks and what they do for themselves and so many other businesses was incredible. It really was. The winner stood out to me because of not only keeping their own business afloat, but also their resilience and generosity in undoubtedly saving other businesses too. It was second to none, and I really was in awe reading about all of them, but I think for me it was Stephen and Philip from Cuckoo Connect that stood out the most.
Woo!
Oh, wow. Thank you so much. We are actually really surprised. I mean, it's tough competition, but so thank you. So pleased. It's so pleased. We've been really happy to help businesses over the last year or so, haven't we, during the pandemic?
Yeah, well, I must say it's a quite surprise.
Yeah.
And we haven't actually thought to say anything particularly. But I mean, obviously, I think everyone in Derbyshire know Yvonne and Claire and their networks that do such a fantastic job. It's been a real tough challenge for businesses, venues, not-for-profit organisations. We just sat down just after the first lockdown and thought, gosh, well, we can't do our own physical networking events. I wonder if there's something we can do to try and help people and to sort of carry on connecting. At the time, of course, we thought, well, we'll be doing that for a few weeks, couple of months. And here we all are in a lockdown still, doing the award ceremony from home. So we're really surprised, but actually it's really touching because we've had so many lovely messages from businesses and organisations that have not only talked about how we've helped them, but also how we've helped them on a personal level as well, with just a bit of a morale boost. So we're just really humbled and delighted to. And actually, it's really great to receive. It's such a great accolade here in our, in our home as well. So thank you to everyone involved. Thank you also to, I think it's Kath Jackson that nominated us, because that was a surprise to us. So thank you to everyone. And have a brilliant evening.
More cocktails for us tonight, for sure. Thank you.
Thank you, Stephen and Philip. Just one quick thing before you go. Are they still there, guys? Are they still there, Stephen and Philip? Yeah, good. You've reminded me, actually, because you're both looking so resplendent, and it made me think, actually, when we get to the point, and obviously we don't know exactly when that is, but when we get to the point when we are out of lockdown completely and the measures have moved away, maybe there's something we do in Derby, which is a kind of a get-together of all the networks, and we do a network of network party. And I can't think of two better hosts than you two to do that.
Oh,
so
sorry, you said two words that I love, and that's network and party, so I'm up for it.
Let's make that happen. Final round of applause. Stephen and Philip, thank you. Now, Derby and Derbyshire are replete with phenomenal venues and spaces for creativity to happen. And we thought, particularly when it was a sunny day, it'd be a good time to go out and see some of those spaces. So let's see a little video of where people work and where that creativity happens. Wow, wow, wow. I mean, I live and work here, but I'm still excited by seeing those spaces. And it also reminded me that there are these kind of hidden spots of creativity throughout Derby and our county. And I'll just pick out a couple of examples there of places that you might not have engaged with before. But I think if there's anything you take away from tonight, it's that the creative community is better when we work together. And actually just reaching out, going to some of these spaces, talking to people, you never know what those conversations might lead to. And a couple of places you may or may not have been to, but Dubrek Studios, phenomenal grassroots music venue with live performances, recording studios, rehearsal spaces for aspiring musicians. And the Maypole, which is a pub, first and foremost, but actually is a really vibrant arts venue. And Donna, who is the landlady at the Maypole, does a phenomenal job putting on a really diverse range of activities and events in the space. And I would urge anyone to reach out to any of these spaces, even if it's just kind of a look and see, because you never know what those conversations might lead to. We now move on to our fourth award. It's the Emerging Digital and Creative Star Under 25. Now, this award recognises an individual under the age of 25 who's made an impact on the digital and creative landscape of Derby and Derbyshire. The region's success in the digital arena depends on talent staying in our region, and the judge will look to reward the best and brightest talent and those young people for their efforts. Previous winners of this award include in 2018, Georgia Vickers from Fluid Design, in 2019, Elliot Davidson from Contrast Digital Limited, and in 2020, Jessica Frierson from Futureproof Films. And our shortlist this year is Simon Marshall, Plus One, Hubbub Theatre, Dadar and Freelance. Lara Atkins from Credo Marketing, and Gaz Jones from Think3. Now, the judge for this category is Sam Barrett, who's the Derbyshire Area Manager for the Young Enterprise Trust UK. Unfortunately, he can't join us tonight, but he did send us this message. Sam.
Hi everyone, my name's Sam and I work for a charity called Young Enterprise in Derbyshire. So being asked to present this award this year was just fantastic. Part of what we do as a charity is all about upskilling young people to be ready for the world of work, to build their own careers and build their own businesses and things like that. So seeing young people gaining the digital skills and going out and doing it themselves was just fantastic. It was great to read the stories, and I think every single one of these nominees has got a great future. The fact they've gone out and done it themselves and embraced digital is just phenomenal. So fair play to you all. That being said, there were 2 nominees that stood out for me for doing slightly more than the others. And what those 2 had done is grown communities. And that sounds easier said than done, because growing a digital community and keeping everyone engaged is so difficult. But what they did last year was the people that needed it most, they provided that community. So the 2 nominees that had done that, I juggled for a while to decide who was going to win. But the one that did win, they tied it all in together. They've grown a business, they've got a bit of a journey, and then outside of work, they're growing these communities digitally, and it's just fantastic to see what they're capable of. So honestly, all of these nominees, you're there for a reason, and I think you're going to be there in the future. I really do. I think if you keep doing what you're doing, you're going to be nominated, and if not winning it again. But for this year, the winner that I chose is Gaz Jones from Think3. So.
Gaz, looks like you got some friends there as well. Tell us how you're feeling, what you think.
Sorry about the loud noise.
No worries.
Wow, yeah, I can't honestly can't believe it. I think it's absolutely amazing. Like you say, competition was really, really tough, and like I'm absolutely over the moon. I'm not good with words at all, so I'm gonna like ramble through this as much as I can. But yeah, really, really happy.
Thank you, Gaz. I mean, you're basically in a really difficult position, actually, if I'm honest, because not only is everyone jealous because you're under 25, but you've now just won the award. So it's all uphill from here. But in terms of other young people that are thinking about working in the creative industries, and I'm putting you on the spot a bit here, I know, but what would you say to anyone that's thinking, actually, creative industries might be for me, to push them over that edge to really think about it as a career?
I honestly just go for it, because I think I've always wanted to own my own business, and granted I've had support from 2 great business partners as well, who have guided me, and I've learned so much on the journey. I think just throw yourself into it and just go for it full force, and don't hold anything back.
Brilliant. Well, no pressure, but you're the future and you've got to solve all the issues that the world's got. So thanks for that, Gaz, and well done. We now move on to our 5th award, and this is for the Digital Disruptor. Did your company find an innovative way to adapt in the current business climate? Did you create a product or service specifically for our new normal? And who did our judge decide was the winner of this award? And our shortlist is Project D, Max Poynton, Chathura Sudarshan from Chanadil, and Derby County Community Trust, represented tonight by Megan Patrick. Now, congratulations to all of you for being shortlisted. I'm going to cross over now to Roberta Beattie, who's the website tech champion for the Digital Culture Network at our very good friends, the Arts Council England. Roberta.
Hello there. Hello, Derby and Mainframe. Thanks to Hana and the team for inviting me to judge this category tonight. And I want to say it was really difficult because there are so many exciting businesses and creative people in Derby, and you should all be really proud of yourselves. I picked the winner tonight because I felt like they were trying to do something very ambitious and different in an industry that's usually difficult to break into. And the winner tonight is using digital technologies to create more convenient and sustainable and eco methods in the supply chain. And I'm delighted to announce tonight that the winner for the Digital Disruptor category is Chathura Sudarshan with Chanadil. Congratulations.
Hello, it's a pleasure to be the winner of the Digital Disruptor. So as you all said, like we are looking forward to change the fashion industry with the sustainability and the ethical side. So I should thank all the team like who is watching right now the show, and it's all about you guys. So thanks a lot for this thing.
Well,
I'm
thank
very
you,
much
Chatthora, and thank you for taking sustainability and the environment so seriously when starting your business. What was it that really made you concentrate on that area of work?
The thing is, like, we were not like that much into the environmental and sustainability in the very beginning, but then we were like started a program with the University of Cambridge, which they open our eyes, like saying that we should think of the sustainability in the fashion industry because there's a lot of non-sustainable things are happening. So we thought of like changing the industry with digital supply chains and the sustainability connected. So that's how we were gone into.
Well, thank you, and a massive well done again. We now move on to another one of our video messages from people outside of the city. Now, this is someone who I'm very proud to call a friend, who I was at university with, who's gone on to really have a huge influence on the way that technology and digital media is represented in the media. It's Paul Carter, who is a senior producer and an editor, and he'll talk a bit about his job. But if you haven't seen him on TV, you can find him on BBC. And Paul is someone who really has stretched the boundaries and proved that someone who has a limited disability in one way or another doesn't have to limit their horizons in terms of what they can do. But I'm not going to say too much about him because I could talk for a long time about Paul because he's just a brilliant individual and a really nice person. I'll pass over to him and you can hear more from Paul himself.
Hello everyone, I hope you're all well. It's great to be invited to be a part of these awards. I'm just sorry we can't all be together in person, but you know the thing. I'm really delighted to be asked to speak at these awards as I have the fondest memories of Derby and Nottingham from my, shall we say, now distant youth. I was a student at the University of Derby for more years than is really acceptable for someone to still be a student, to be honest. Frankly, because I loved it so much, and some of the happiest and, dare I say, most drunken moments of my life are from those days. For those that don't know who I am, I'm Paul Carter. I'm a reporter and producer on BBC Click, which is the BBC's technology show broadcast each week all around the world. I've been asked to talk briefly to you about how technology influences and shapes the world to make it more accessible for all. Now, I'm absolutely blessed that over the past 4 years or so, I've been able to travel the world and see for myself the amazing power technology has to change lives. Those are the stories that get me out of bed in the morning. I'm not so interested in what new phone is out or what the latest gimmick is. I love seeing tech applied for good in a way that can bring about real social change. Now, whether that's AI or automation or geotech around climate change and energy. Now, I'm also a disabled person, and so I'm especially fascinated by the role technology can play in accessibility and how it can make the world a more inclusive place for everyone. I've seen self-driving wheelchairs ferrying disabled passengers around JFK Airport in New York so they don't need to wait around for assistance. Well, that was the theory, at least. I've seen new object recognition technology that enables blind and visually impaired people to identify things around them and even identify people. I produce a show of Click each year specifically around this area, and to be honest, the scale of innovation and passion and potential in this space is honestly mind-blowing. But like anything, technology is only as good as its application, right? Universal design is the ultimate goal here, which says if you design your products and services so that an older or disabled person can use it, chances are that makes a better product for everyone. Everyone can use a ramp, but not everyone can use stairs. Now, this is something I could talk about all night, and I probably would if Adam would let me, but I'm already getting towards the end of my time, and let's face it, there are more important things. There are awards to be handed out. So I'll just say thanks for having me. Congratulations to everyone nominated, and I'll hopefully see you with a drink in person next year.
Thank you, Paul. Paul, I'm very proud to announce actually that Paul is going to be our latest patron here at Quad. So if you haven't seen him on TV, if you haven't engaged with his work previously, we're hopefully going to be bringing Paul here in the not too distant future, and you can hear from the man himself and have a chat with him about particularly that really interesting issue about universal design. I think us as creative industries, that's something we need to think about really seriously. It's also fair to say that all of our speakers were given a fairly strict deadline and timescale in terms of how much they could record. I think it was at 3 minutes, we said, Charlene, 3 minutes, and I think Paul came in at sort of about 2:48? 2:58, wow. Consummate broadcaster. We can all learn from Paul. Certainly me. But anyway, we're halfway through the awards now. And congratulations to all of our winners so far. And it goes without saying, congratulations to all of you who have been shortlisted. And indeed, even if you weren't shortlisted, but you were part of the cohort that submitted entries, congratulations to you as well. And we're seeing some fantastic messages coming in. Hannah and Charlene are monitoring those, and we're going to read some of those out. We've got in a little bit, yeah, good. But please do keep sending those messages in. We're going to have plenty of time to reflect on those. And it just keeps our spirits up as well, so thank you for that. And we've still got the following awards to announce. So we still have the Best Digital Creative Startup, the Best Digital Creative Upscaler, Creativity for Good, Putting Derby and Derbyshire on the Map, and the Digital Creative Ambassador of the Year. But first, and really, I mean, the lad, I mean, how patronising is that, Adam?
I'll take that. Still a lad, really.
Well, yeah, you happy with that, are you,
I'll take
Will?
that.
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, to be honest, I'd take that as well, but sadly, it's not going to happen anymore. But Will's been sat there very patiently, filling in our gaps, making sure that we don't have any pauses in between our events. But we really want to hear from Will properly. So Will, you've got some musical treats for us. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, that's true. And if the people at home would like to sing along, then you will all know this song. It's a Lionel Richie classic. I don't know why, but I'm in a soul Motown mood tonight. You could have got anything. It could have been depressing songs, but I'm just opened the book and it's like, no, I fancy all the soul ones. So please feel free to sing along. We can't hear you, which is the best way forward. We actually run an online choir at Hot House and we can't hear anything they do, which is amazing. So we do this song as well, and usually they just do, you know, the after I've said easy. Feel free, and if you want to send a video of yourself singing along and send it to these guys, that'd be great. Or, you know, if you really don't want to embarrass yourself, then that's also fine. But if you've had a few glasses of wine, go for it. I know it sounds funny, but I just can't stand the pain. Girl, I'm leaving you tomorrow. Seems to me, girl, you know I've done all I can. You see, I begged, stole, and I borrowed. That's why I'm easy. That's you guys at that point. I'm easy like a Sunday morning. That's why I'm easy. Oh, I'm easy like a Sunday morning. Why in the world would anybody put chains on me? And I pay my dues to make it. Everybody wants me to be what they want me to be. I'm not happy when I try to fake it. No, that's why I'm easy. I'm easy like a Sunday morning, yeah. That's why I'm easy. Oh, I'm easy like a Sunday morning. wanna be high, so high. I wanna be free to know the things I do right. I wanna be free, just me. That's why I'm easy. I'm easy like a Sunday morning. That's why I'm easy. Whoa. I'm easy like a Sunday morning. Thank you very much. Thank you. I believe I've just got time for one more. So this is another soul classic, and we all need to have tunes like this during the pandemic just to make us feel great about ourselves. When I wake up in the morning, love, and the sunlight hurts my eyes, and something without warning, love, weighs heavy on my mind. Then I look at you, and the world's alright with me. Just one look at you, and I know it's gonna be a lovely day. When the day that lies ahead of me seems impossible to face, and someone else instead of me always seems to know the way. Then I look at you, and the world's alright with me. Just one look at you, and I know it's gonna be a lovely day. A lovely day. Just one look at you, and the world's alright with me. Then I look at you, and I know it's gonna be a lovely day. Lovely day. When the day that lies ahead of me seems impossible to face, and someone else instead of me always seems to know the way. A lovely day.
Woo!
Thank you.
Woo!
Thank you very much.
That was amazing. Thank you. We were doing our sway dancing here. Welcome to the Mainframe Awards. We have been getting some amazing messages in, so thank you anyone and everyone who is posting on our hashtag Mainframe. It's coming up on our social media wall, we can see here. So we've been getting some lovely stuff. I particularly like Carla D, who lives in a fabulous place that she likes to call La La Land, and we love La La Land. And she's enjoying the awards from home with a fruity red and spicy snacks. So I think she's got the right idea.
Lovely. And there's a nice one here from Lara Atkins, saying she's easy like a Sunday morning with Shira. I've got Selena Creed in there, so that's nice.
I'm loving it. And as you can see coming up on the feed, some of our amazing partners there. Do go and check out all of the partners in the big house. We all do something a little bit different, but it's all for free and it's all for you, the amazing digital creative community locally, right across D2N2, right across Derbyshire and Nottinghamshire.
And Rachel, how's it going with the swap shop? Any more swaps coming through?
Well, yes, I do believe there might be a bit of a finalists winners chat going on the Zoom.
Oh.
So if that's the case, come away from the green room now, and come into sharing, come into share and share your swaps live on the YouTube chat, so you can have multiple screens. But congratulations to my fellow swap shop co-creator Gaz, and in his honour I do believe Lee has offered a swap which is an hour of his time, and you can choose, because remember he said he was an accountant, so you can have either the accountancy or the digital strategy in return for a very large black coffee. Now I know Lee, he is coffee driven, so I don't think that will stop at just one cup, but you have to move fast because Erica from CAD for Fashion has already pinched that one. But if we, you know, pull his leg a little bit more, perhaps he'll just give another swap for us a bit later.
I bet we could squeeze one more time. Happy swap out of him. Oh, no, it's good. Please do keep posting. It's really nice to know you're there. This is the way that we can connect with you whilst we can't physically be with you. So post your comments, tell everyone how pleased you are for the winners, tell us what you're doing. Don't forget to video yourself dancing along to Will's amazing music.
And singing.
And singing, yeah, absolutely. There was definitely some good dancing going on here. So,
or just mouthing the words as you sing over the top.
Yeah, we like it. It's good.
We were talking about karaoke, actually, and that's where maybe we can bring Adam in, because you're quite a karaoke king, we hear. Really? Yeah.
We hear, as in you've told us, Adam.
Yeah.
Running theme.
Confirmed it.
I mean, I love a bit of karaoke. I'm not gonna deny it, and I think more people should embrace it. And I was thinking, I don't know if you've got this one in your armoury, Will. I'm not going to sing, but I was wondering if as a kind of an intro tune for the next section, could you possibly, I'm putting you on the spot now, could you possibly play an extract from Blinding Lights by The Weeknd?
Well, that was the that one.
You got it, yeah.
I never played it before. But... You ready?
See, this is your cue, Adam. Go on the words.
Sadly, I don't know the words.
Oh.
But I'm not going to let you get away with this, actually, Will, because unfortunately you have the double threat of being both young and incredibly talented, which is annoying on both counts. So you're in your comfort zone singing and playing, because you can do both those things beautifully. But I'd like you to talk a little bit, actually, about the work that Hot House does, because I know John and yourself and the other collaborators are really passionate about the role that music plays in developing young people. And you are a young person, so you've experienced this firsthand. What can you say about the work that Hot House does?
So true. So normally I'm not on my own. I'm with John and Stu, and we run a company called Hot House. It's a social enterprise based in Derby, and we truly believe that music has the power to enrich children's life, and we want every child in the UK to have access to free music. We want to nurture them with music. We want to make them employable because of music, and they need to have a legacy. So that's our corporate social responsibility, is to make sure that these kids have an amazing time learning and making new friends, playing music, going on tour as well. So unfortunately we lost out on so many tours because of the pandemic. We were supposed to go to Disneyland Paris twice with the little ones, with the little 6-year-olds, and they've missed out on that. And also the Olympics, we were supposed to play at the Olympics. But we are going to go to America and do a New York, kind of New Orleans-y tour in 2022. And we want to give the kids these opportunities and what music can do for them. We also want them to realise it's not just about music. You can go through doing all of your grades and go on tour with us, but we just want to make sure that they have fun and they learn from it. So if they want to become a lawyer or an architect or a cook or anything, then you can use the skills that music has given them to you know, do it in whatever field they choose. And we strongly believe that every young person should have the right to do that.
Will, you are good, my friend.
Thanks, Adam. Thanks.
And I genuinely did not prep him for that, and I didn't say I'm going to ask you to do this. So that is a really good marker, actually, because what Will's just done there is he's spoken from the heart. That's true, that's real, and we here at Quad firmly believe in the power of art to change people's lives, and what Will's just talked about is exactly that. And if nothing else, then you could potentially have Will's life, which just looks so happy
great,
and enjoyable. Good. We move on to our 6th award. And this, quite appropriately actually, is the Best Digital and Creative Startup. This is awarded to the organisation or company that has launched within the last 3 years and has a strong and loyal following, customer base or new audience. Previous winners of this award include in 2018 Playtonic Games, in 2019 iScout, and someone who's been mentioned quite a lot tonight already, in 2020 Erica Horn, CAD for Fashion. And our shortlist this year is Think 3, Holly Dalby, Honest Communications, Chathura Sudarshan, Chanadil. And we go live to our 6th judge this evening, Andrew Dayton, who's the Director of AWD Development Solutions and is also a member of the Small Business Saturday Small Biz 100. Andrew, over to you.
Hi, thanks Adam, and thanks to the Mainframe team for the opportunity to be involved in this year's awards. And also particularly thanks to, I think, to the technical team behind the scenes, because I know what's involved in putting these things together. So big thanks to all those people who've put this together as well. A great show. So everyone says this is a difficult choice, and it genuinely was this time. There were some great entries, and I'd really encourage the people who've not won this time to enter again next year, because I think there were some absolutely fantastic potential entries there. But I had to choose a winner. The winner I've chosen provided a really detailed and balanced submission against all the criteria. They showed real growth since forming, and they've continued to grow. They combine that digital and creative activity to solve their customer problems, and they look to increase their customer offerings. They quickly established a strong customer base and have a wide breadth of clients. And finally, they gave some really specific, ambitious growth plans for both their turnover and also for their team size. And so the winner of the Best Digital Creative Startup is Think 3.
And we go back to Think 3 Towers for our 2nd award of the night. Think 3, Lee, how does it feel?
Absolutely brilliant. I think you've heard enough from me, so I'm going to let Grant pass the baton.
Yeah, no, it's amazing. Can't actually believe it, to be fair. Yeah, you can see that we're all over the moon and really happy, obviously, with Gaz's award as well. So, yeah, absolutely amazing.
And what does the future hold for Think 3 then, team? What's the biggest thing on your horizon or your biggest ambition?
I think for us, it's to continue doing what we've done in the last, we've just turned 2 in the last month or so. So to continue doing what we have been doing, which is making a mark, being seen as being a creative agency in Derby that's not just recognised here, but actually across the country with some of the work that we're doing. So for us, the ambition is just to keep going, build a solid creative team of people that are from Derby and the surrounding area, and set Derby as part of that creative city that we know it can be, and rival those down the other end of the A52.
Absolutely. And the rest of the country. I think you're absolutely right there. And also just want to say a big thank you to you, Lee, and obviously the rest of the team at Think 3 for really living corporate social responsibility and creating something alongside Hoob and Ask the Chameleon like Derby Swap Shop, which genuinely could have a transformational effect on hundreds of businesses across Derby. So thank you for doing that as well.
Thanks, Adam.
Brilliant. Think 3. We now move on to our 7th award of the evening, and this is for the Best Digital and Creative Upscaler. This is the 2nd year for these awards, and last year's winners were Rob Twells and Liam Nelson from Frogspark. The chosen winner will be the entrepreneur or entrepreneurs whose business has seen rapid growth and expansion and have been trading for more than 3 years. Our shortlist is Bulkhead Interactive, Rob Millington from English Cyclist, and Paul Dyer, Quick by Design. Congratulations, all of you, for being shortlisted. Unfortunately, Rachel McCormack, who is the director for Midlands Engine, can't join us tonight, but she has sent us this message. Over to you, Rachel.
Good evening. I'm Rachel Greenwood. I'm the Executive Director of the Midlands Engine Partnership. I hope you're all having an absolutely fantastic evening. And I'm sorry I can't be with you in person tonight. I was delighted to be asked to judge one of the Mainframe Awards earlier in the year because I'm passionate about digital expansion in the Midlands. In fact, one of our key focus areas as the Midlands Engine Partnership is ensuring that the Midlands is one of the first UK super connected regions. I was asked to judge the category of Best Digital or Creative Upscaler, and the shortlist was incredibly strong. That made picking a winner very difficult indeed. But it was fantastic as I was reviewing the applications to learn about so many innovative companies, so much adaptation to the challenges that we faced during this year of global pandemic, and the rapid growth despite that. That has been achieved, and I deeply admire the dedication and creativity that shone through despite these unprecedented circumstances. So, turning to the winner, I chose this particular firm because it was brilliant to see graduates from a Midlands university showing such entrepreneurial spirit, achieving so much so quickly. It was clear to me that this firm really cares deeply about its products, the staff and their customers, and the passion, well, it absolutely shone through. So I will announce the winner of the category is Bulkhead Interactive. Many congratulations.
And in another Hollywood moment, unfortunately, Bulkhead Interactive can't be here tonight, but it's probably for the most important reason that any of you wouldn't be here. They've got huge looming deadlines for some major projects, so we respect that. But thank you so much to Bulkhead and to Rachel for judging that category. It's a good link, actually, to our next speaker. As I said at the beginning, these awards are really about 2 key things. One is celebrating you, the fantastic talent in Derby and Derbyshire. But it's also for us as Mainframe to find a way of getting the message about how brilliant the creative talent is in Derby and Derbyshire out to the wider world, and particularly to those influential characters that are forming policy and finding ways to enhance the reputation of creative industries throughout the UK. The next person is someone who I would put on my list of favourite people. She's an incredible ambassador for the games industry, particularly, both through her work as the Chief Executive of the UK Interactive Entertainment Association, but also through the work that she does as a trustee of the charity Special Effects. If you don't know Special Effects, I would ask you to check that out. It's a phenomenal charity that creates adaptive technologies for people with physical disabilities to engage with computer games. And it goes back to what Paul was saying about creating universal design so that everybody can experience those games. So I'm going to hand over to our next video, which is from Dr. Joe Twist, who's going to talk a little bit about the creative industries and particularly the games industry.
Everyone, and congratulations on all the shortlisted, the nominees and the winners. It's so fantastic to celebrate our creativity, our digital businesses, and particularly in the Mainframe Awards. I'm so gutted that we can't be there in person, but next year, let's keep our fingers crossed, our COVID fingers crossed. That's inappropriate. I think it's been an amazing year for the games industry, and I think the great thing about being a digital creative games company is that you can really take advantage of wherever you are in the world, and especially in the UK. And when you've got great support around you, you do even better. We're natural exporters, we're a digital economy business, and we're driving growth across the country, including in places like Derby. And that is so important. You hear the government talk about building back better and the levelling up agenda, a term, by the way, which I think they nicked from the games industry. We are very familiar with levelling up. And that's the beauty of being in this industry. Over the pandemic year, of course, other sectors have really, really struggled, whilst the games industry, we haven't had the easiest of times as humans, but the games industry has been so remarkably resilient. And that is all credit to how you all run your businesses and how you collaborate on a day-to-day basis using the greatest cutting-edge technology in making your products as well, which are exportable to a whole world. And we know how important games have been during the pandemic as a social connector, as a way to hang out safely with friends, as a way to explore worlds and places that we've not been able to go to physically. So remember the really important role that games have played in people's lives, and the games that you're making and creating are bringing people joy, supporting people's mental health and well-being, and of course, giving jobs to people in the local area. We have around about 2,000 open job roles across the industry and across the country. And I know some of the companies in Derby in particular have really scaled in recent years, and that is fantastic to see. So I think there's never been a better time to be celebrating the success of our digital creative businesses, including the games industry. So congratulations to everyone who's won an award and everyone who's been nominated, and fingers crossed we'll get together soon and celebrate properly.
I absolutely echo everything that Dr. Jo has said there, and Dr. Jo is someone that wears that moniker probably better than anyone else, actually. She really is a phenomenal champion for the games industry in the UK. And just to give a bit of context to Bulkhead, who won the last award, in 2015 they started with just 5 members of staff. Now in 2021, where we sit today, they employ over 80 people. That's phenomenal. That's phenomenal growth right here in Derby. We move on to our 8th award. When we set up the Mainframe Awards, we didn't want to just do the same ceremonies that happen everywhere else, and we wanted to have our categories that represented everything that we thought was great about creativity in and around our region. This award was absolutely central to those ideas, and this is the Creativity for Good Award. Now, our judge wanted to see how the winner was able to demonstrate how their product, project, or organisation has contributed to the betterment of lives through creative and digital means, both locally and further afield. And this is our shortlist. Before I get to that, actually, our previous winners include in 2018, the Clean App by Simon Rice, in 2019, Mayor Perkins Limited, Animation and Illustration, and in 2020, Jen Sumner from Hubbub Theatre. But our shortlist this year is Abby Burns, Darley Dance Productions, Sarah Bulmer, Derby Days Out, and Sarah Perkins from Sarah Perkins Art. And we go across to a good friend of mine and cultural collaborator in the city, another venue you should check out. If you haven't been to ArtCore already, you're missing out. Please do get to one of ArtCore's 2 sites throughout Derby City Centre, and we head over to its executive director, Rashita Sheikh. Rashita, are you there?
Hi, I'm here. Hi, Adam. Thank you very much. Thank you to Mainframe for giving me this opportunity to announce these awards and choose the winner for these awards. Creativity for Good. It was a category that I had to choose. It was very difficult to choose from. There were lots of choices to work on, but also it was something that the individual was able to demonstrate how themselves, their product or their organization has contributed to the betterment of lives through their work, through creative means. And the winner for tonight is Sarah from Derby's Day Out. Derby's Day Out has been...
Oh, I can't believe it, thank you. I'm absolutely shocked.
Well done, Sarah.
Thank you so much. I'm delighted to be here again for another fantastic evening with Mainframe, and I'd like to shout out to Sarah Perkins and Abby Burns as well. A tough competition there. I'm so delighted to have won. Thank you.
And just to give people a bit of an insight, why did you start Derby Days Out in the first time, Sarah? What was the inspiration?
Well, Derby Days Out has been a website. It was originally created by Natalie Bamford, and we worked together on it for a couple of years, and then I took over. And since then, the Derby Days Out brand has just gone from strength to strength, really. And I'm just so thrilled for the brand in Derby Days Out that it's still really relevant to families across Derbyshire and Derby. And I'm really excited to start promoting local events again, as I think lots of families and children have missed out so much in the last 12 months. So I'm really grateful and thrilled to have won this award. Thank you.
Thank you, Sarah. Now, we move on to our penultimate award of the evening. And this is about putting Derby and Derbyshire on the map. It's another award that's very close to our hearts, and the winner will be someone making us proud to fly the flag for our region. Previous winners include Derby Days Out, who we heard of in 2018. In 2019, 3 Guru. And in 2020, Keith Cox from Block Digital. Our shortlist this year is James Pettinger from Mr. P's Pots, Tim Elliott, Creative Mornings, Derby, and Catapult for the Derby Marketplace project. And we go live to our 9th judge this evening, someone who's got a fantastic job title, if you don't mind me saying, Steve. Steve Noss, the Head of Creative for Cooper Parry. Perfect job title for tonight. How are you, Steve?
I'm really good. Thanks very much for having me, and also thanks for everybody responsible for putting on a great show. Obviously, we'd all rather be in the same room, but given that we can't be, it's still a cracking evening. I'm Steve Noss, and thank you for referencing my title. I suppose if ever there was a justification of the significance and importance of creativity across any sector, it's the fact that I'm head of creative at a firm of rebellious accountants. The judging for me, I absolutely loved it, and I'd want to go just beyond the 3 finalists because all this were awesome, but this really genuinely blew me away. From Tim, Creative Morning Derby, for quite literally putting Derby on the same global map as some of the most creative cities in the world. To James's Mr. P's outstanding work, and I'm sure that's destined for a much wider global audience. But for their ability to turn the Derby Marketplace into an alfresco experience like no other, and I'm delighted to hear that it's started back again this week. This award goes to Dawnfoot at Catapult. Congratulations.
Got a great evening. As you can see that we've even come to the office for the special occasion. We've all been working on home for the last, I'd say, year. So it's good to come together and celebrate with the Derby community. And yes, it's great to see the Derby Marketplace alfresco dining back this year. And I think from our point of view, collaboration was massive for this project. So, you know, typical Derby style was that we came together with, you know, a plethora of organisations, Derby City Council, Derby Live, Marketing Derby, and then we were able to bring together a whole host of creative talent from, you know, Baby J street artists, Gravity Digital helped with social. We had Brian and Fold Forward the website, and yeah, there was a whole other range of people that got involved in the creative sector to make this project happen. And I think that the footfall and the you know the economic boost that it had for the city, and most importantly, I think it was the support it gave to the hospitality sector, and and also the cultural organisations, which is getting a big focus this time. We've launched for this summer is that more cultural activities and performance space that's provided. So we're super excited to have won this. It's after a year of a weird year for most companies, and I think to be able to activate something in 4 weeks during a pandemic, these guys were part of that. They made it happen, and it was a great thing to work on.
Now, Dawn, I know how this project came together, and one thing you haven't mentioned, because you're too much of a professional to do so, but I'm going to bring it up because I'm less so, is just how short a time frame you had to pull this together. And that wasn't anyone's fault. It was just the fact that we were in the middle of a pandemic and things had to shift quickly. And this word pivot was probably never more real than in this project. So from kind of first conversation to the reality of it being in the marketplace, what was that time frame like?
I had a phone call on Monday, and within 4 weeks it was open and ready for business.
And for those who don't know, something like this, with all of the restrictions in place, this isn't just putting on a normal event. And there are countless examples up and down the country where things like the marketplace experience weren't done in the right way. But it was done absolutely in a COVID-friendly way, in an exciting way, in a collaborative way. And like you said, you've been in the city for a long time now, Dawn, and I know that because we were at university together. So we've both been hanging around for a while. But do you think that is something that is a little bit uniquely Derby? And actually, some of these projects that we're talking about are easier to do in Derby than they are anywhere else?
Yeah, absolutely agree that's the case, and I don't think it would happen as quickly as it did in any other place. And I think that the thing for me, the difference, I suppose, having been in Derby for a long time, is the leadership that we've got in place now and the collaborative approach that they've got between private sector and public sector is not like I've seen it before. And I think that it was a combination of a lot of things that this timing and coming together in the pandemic made it possible. I know that some phone calls we were on, I had like 30 people on. We had everything from anti-terrorists to the police to all those things, but it was all about how do we make it happen. It was all can do, how do we make this thing work, and it was all problem solving, and yeah, really was literally hands to the ground to bring it together.
Well, it's a massive well done, but also an absolute heartfelt thank you on behalf of the hospitality and the cultural sector for making this happen. Thank you, Catapult, thank you, Dawn, and the rest of the team. Now, a very special video message. This is from Gurmit Samra, who is a filmmaker, writer, producer, director, and in January 2021 released a film called Get Gone. The film was shot entirely in the streets of Derby and on a budget of around about 100k, which in film terms is an absolute micro budget. The film's described as a crime thriller, realistic, gritty, with a true original character called Aaron, who soon finds his past coming back to haunt him. The cast also includes grime artist Eyes, Margaret Jackman, who appeared in Game of Thrones, and Larry Rue, who featured in Underworld. So forget Hollywood, Derby's where it's at in terms of filmmaking. Let's hear from Gurmit.
Are you here?
I need you.
My name is Gurmit Samra, writer, producer, director of Get Gone. I have been blown away by the response and the feedback of the film from viewers across the UK. I'm really grateful for Derby, having made this film in Derby. It's my hometown. I grew up in Derby. And one of the reasons why I filmed Derby was because, my network in Derby, through friends and family and associates, I was able to have, numerous locations and businesses, from coffee shops to bars to residential areas to estates. Everybody kind of came together for me, and they knew how passionate I was about this idea. So we spoke to the local council, spoke to the local police, and the police were absolutely phenomenal as well in coming together. Again, it really felt like a community project. And a lot of the people that came from all over the UK, a lot of the talent was from Derby and in and around East Midlands, from Nottingham namely. But I was quite proud because a lot of the crew and cast that came from all over the UK said how Derby felt so homely to them. People were so welcoming. We were filming on the streets of Derby, and people would come out with cups of teas and coffees and biscuits and ask us what we were doing. And it really boosted the morale, and it gave the project great vibes. What we've achieved, partnering with Amazon Prime, and the results and the outcomes from this, I think, is testament to what is possible through collaboration. I've been blown away again by the response, and I'm really, 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 what's the word? I'm really proud that I was able to make this in Derby. And yeah, I think this film shows what's possible. If I can do it, then any up and coming young budding filmmaker can pick up a camera, get an idea, create that in and around their neighborhood, their estate. And I believe Derby has so many stories to tell from many creative individuals. So this is a massive thanks to Derby, all of its community and people. You can create something as an artist and put it out there, but ultimately the market decides whether the film is good or not, or whether the music, or whether the illustration or paint, whatever your artistry is. And I've been blown away, and I'm very fortunate for the response that the film has got. Camera and Marge, where the film was, showcased next to Angelina Jolie's film, was a great accolade for me. But for the BBC and ITV to give their reviews 5 stars and 4 stars, and even equally important for me was the audience feedback. Now, this has demonstrated that we are able to take a creative idea, a budget, manage it, and produce something and bring it to a platform like Amazon Prime. And having done that, we are now in talks with television pilots, television series, more feature films, documentaries. And, without name dropping studios and channels, I think I like to say at this moment, watch this space. I feel very blessed and honoured, and I'm excited for what's next. But I think Get Gone, having made Get Gone in Derby, I'm really grateful for its people in allowing us to make this film and making it what it is. And yeah, so I'm excited. And one thing that I endeavour to do is bring back as many productions as I can back to the East Midlands, back to Derby, whether it's TV, film or documentary.
Thank you, Gurmit. Once again, showing that Derby's the place to be in terms of making creative projects happen. And Derby's a great place for actually making films. If anyone's interested, you can look at the kind of filmmaking history that's occurred here. Everything from Women in Love, the Ken Russell film that was shot at Elveston Castle, or one of the recent Mike Leigh films, Another Year, that was shot on the streets of Normanton and Simfim. Up until where we are right now, present day, some of you might notice that there is a certain Hollywood actor in and around Derby and Derbyshire filming what we believe to be scenes from the next Mission Impossible film. So there are a huge amount of locations in Derby and Derbyshire, and we're hoping, with Quad at the centre of some of the discussions, to bring more and more productions to this region. So again, watch this space for some more exciting news about that, hopefully later down the line this year. But we now move on to our final award of the evening, and it's the Digital and Creative Ambassador of the Year. This award is voted by you, the Mainframe community. And the Digital Creative Ambassador will be a champion for Derby and Derbyshire, focusing on the city and region as a great place for digital and creative businesses to set up and thrive. Now, our previous winners, and it's a fantastic alumni so far. In 2018, the first recipient was Jack Williams from Archer Hampson. In 2019, the winner was Drew Taylor-Davis from Future Proof Films, and our most recent winner in 2020 was our very own John Wall from here at Quad, who won the most public votes. But who has won it for 2021? Well, our shortlist is Abby Canning from Quad, Yvonne Gorman from Essential Print Services, and Paul Rose from You Teach Me. And it's only right that we ask John Wall, our digital participation curator here at Quad, to say a few words and to officially pass the baton on for 2021. So over to you, John.
I don't know about you, but this is how I think all Zoom should be. Colourful, happy, vibrant. What a year it's been. And thank you for inviting me to pass on the baton as Digital Creative Ambassador of the Year. What a year again. That it is to have this accolade. Thank you very much, Hannah and Charlene, for inviting me to pass over this baton to this year's winner, Yvonne. Yvonne is an owner of the Essential Print.
Yvonne, you look shocked. And earlier, well, we haven't got the round of applause in yet, but let's get that in. Now, earlier, Yvonne, I said that Bev was probably #1 networker in the city, but if there was a #2, and it's a big aspiration, obviously, because of the amount of stuff that Bev does, you're definitely #2 in there, Yvonne. So, congratulations. Now, this is an award which is a bit of a funny one, because it's a great award to have, but it also comes with its responsibilities of sharing the great news about Derby to the rest of the world. Are you happy to take that on, and how does it feel?
Challenge accepted, Adam. Definitely.
Brilliant. And what's this last year and a half been like for you, Yvonne? Because I know you're someone who absolutely thrives on those networking events, meeting up with people, forming those collaborations. And it's been a different world we've been working in, but have you still been able to do the same kind of activity?
Absolutely, just in a very different way, taking the meetings online, creating groups and networks and WhatsApp groups to make sure everyone is supported and getting the information they need to grow and thrive, even through a pandemic.
Fantastic. And like I said, you're our latest champion, digital and creative ambassador. So you've got some brilliant shoes to fill, but they're all people that I'm sure will carry on being ambassadors. And that's ultimately what we want to do. Every time we give this award, although you're the ambassador this year, hopefully you'll carry on being an ambassador for your rest of your time here in Derby.
Absolutely, absolutely. I want to thank everyone who voted for me, because without those I wouldn't be getting this award. It really does mean the world to me. My city of Derby, I'm born and bred here. It's absolutely my passion to represent all of Derby's amazing small businesses and all the creative folk that live here and work here. So absolutely thrilled to receive this award, and thank you to everyone behind the scenes and everyone who voted.
Brilliant. Thank you, Yvonne. Thank you so much. Well, that concludes our awards for this year, and I'm going to take a gentle stroll back to the seats over there. I don't think anyone is probably more worthy of receiving that award this year than Yvonne. She's an incredible networker and someone who's absolutely passionate about Derby and Derbyshire, so completely fits the bill for what we wanted that award to be.
It was amazing. We have got the most fantastic roundup of winners this year, and I am just going to remind you all who they are. We have got Claire Zwosny-Bestwick from Crazy Best, and she won in the Make and Trade category. We have Sarah Bulmer from Derby Days Out from the Creativity for Good category. We have Luke Smith as our Mainframe unsung hero. And we have Think3 from the Digital Creative Startup category. And of course we have, as we have just found out, Yvonne Gorman from Essential Print Services as our new Digital Creative Ambassador of the Year.
That's fantastic, yeah. And then we have Bulkhead Interactive. They've won Best Digital and Creative Upscaler Award. Stephen Goddard and Philip Brooks-Stephen with Cuckoo Connect, and they won the Best Local Network. And then there's the Emerging Digital Creative Star under 25. I'm so jealous of that award. And that went to Gaz Jones from Think3. And then Catapult, Dawn Foot and colleagues won the Putting Derby and Derbyshire on the Map award. And then Chathura Shadarshan from Chanadil won the Digital Disruptor award. You've actually won this one. This is the colour for 2021.
It's beautiful. Yes, and especially we will come on to the thank yous, but a little special thank you to Firecatcher who have designed these and To Make who have produced them for us.
Yes. We're getting to the point where we've got a beautiful swatch of colours, haven't we?
I know, it's so beautiful.
Which is nice.
It's looking good. It's looking good.
Now, moving forward, we want to ensure that the creative community is supported and indeed promoted as much as we possibly can. And we want to talk a little bit, and I think Hannah's going to talk a little bit about a new project that we're launching off the back of Mainframe. And I won't say too much about it because I think you're going to say some words, and then we've got some visuals.
We have. I am very pleased to announce that we are launching Mainframe Champions. Ooh. I think for a little video.
Yep.
Sorry, see?
We have a little video.
We do still have a little video.
Definitely got it.
Oh, that amazing video there was some of our previous awards winners. So it's always lovely to see people who are part of our Mainframe community. The champions, Mainframe champions that we're launching tonight is all about ensuring that as Mainframe we are reaching as far into Derby and Derbyshire's creative community as we possibly can. We really want to ensure that we are reaching every sector within the creative industries, and there are loads of those. And we want to make sure that they are getting the Mainframe message, that they are understanding the support, the help that's available for free, but also that they would be champions within their sector on our behalf to share news, what's upcoming, what's happening in the industry, and to really make sure that, as I say, they are flying that flag, that they are champions for the creative industries within their particular sector. So with a little bit of help from the lovely WDA, who are behind the scenes, busy doing things on our website as we speak. If you think you could be a Mainframe champion for your sector, do go onto our website. You'll find the Mainframe Champions link there, and you can find out all about the champions, what's involved, and put your name forward. And we really hope you will. We want as many people to put an application in to become a champion as possible, whatever your sector, everything from fashion to social media, and everything in between.
Graphics, yeah.
Yeah, and you know, from my point of view, I feel very fortunate to be able to sit on some bodies like the Creative Industries Council, and to engage with bodies like the Department for Culture, Media and Sport around what cultural and creative policy might be going forward. And one of the pleasures that you'll have as a creative champion is for me to give a kind of a regular briefing on the latest updates or thoughts, particularly within Westminster, around the role of the creative industries. And part of the reason for doing that is that I want to make sure that that's a two-way street, so that we pass that information on, but we're also getting that information from you as the businesses about what it is that you need structurally to help move your business forward, so that I can be the conduit for that information going, and our creative champions will also be conduits out into the wider community. So I think it gets to that point where I need to say some thank yous. It is quite a lot of thank yous, and thank you to Andrew, I think it was earlier, that talked about how an event like this comes together. It hopefully has looked relatively seamless. If there were any mistakes, it was me that made those, so don't blame anyone else. It's entirely my fault. But it wouldn't have happened without a huge amount of people behind the scenes. So a huge thank you to the Swap Shop team, to Rachel Haywood here, Lee Marples and Dean Jackson. Thank you guys, it's a brilliant initiative, and encourage everyone to get involved with that. A huge thank you to our technical team, Andrew Linley Productions, which is Jacques, Mark, Grant, Ethan, and indeed Andy himself. If you want an event putting on and the technical capabilities of doing something like this, which is a complex, multi-input, multi-layered, we throw things in at the last minute, we change scripts, we change video feeds, etc., and they react brilliantly to all of that. I cannot recommend highly enough Andy Linley Productions, so check them out online. Our brilliant photographer, and you'll see some great images over the next few weeks. We'll release those. Charlotte Jopling on photography. Again, if you need photography, Charlotte's the person to go to. Two great filmmakers that helped us with a lot of the films that you've seen today. So Samuel Holmes from Samuel Holmes Film and Sam Jordan from Sam Jordan Films. The brilliant Sam and Tom at Firecatcher, again, fantastic design as always. The WDA team, Gemma Lovett and Matt Taylor, Matt Tudge, are funding partners that make this happen. So we wouldn't be able to put this event on without the fantastic support of the European Union and Derby City Council particularly. I want to thank all of the people that have spoken tonight. So that's Rachel North, Gurmit Samra, Paul Carter and Dr. Joe Twist. And finally, and most importantly, I want to say a huge thank you to Hana, Charlene, and someone who's not here today, Lucy Sherwin, who helps to coordinate the Mainframe project. And what you won't see is the amount of hours that Hana and Charlene put to make this an event that can happen relatively smoothly, and the only bits that don't go smoothly is when I say the wrong thing or forget to say something or say a stupid joke or annoy Will when he's trying to play music or mess the tech guys up by changing something in the last minute.
So I could say that's technically true, but because you're my boss, I won't. No. But we want to thank you, Adam, also, because obviously without you hosting this and carrying it for us through, it's yeah, we really appreciate you. So thank you.
Well, I'm just hoping that if I get anything out of tonight, it is that whoever runs a venue that has karaoke ensures that the songs that I want to be played are there. So I can see you reaching to the keyboard there. Look at him, he's good. He's good. Well, we've had a great night. We really have. Again, we're hoping, and we can't make any promises because that's the world we live in at the moment. We're hoping this is the last time we do this remotely, and the next time we do this, we can get back together. And I think when we do get back together, we need to reflect on the period we've been through, not in a morbid way, but in a way where we reflect on the learnings that we've all taken, and we share those learnings between ourselves, because the new normal, as it's being described, the society that we're moving forward into, is not going to be exactly the same as it was before. And it's incumbent on us as the creative industries and the leaders within our community to ensure that nobody's left behind as we move forward. And we as the creative industries are right at the centre of that discussion. And in the next few months, in the next few years, there's going to be an incredible amount of opportunities for creative industries to play a role for, as we define here, creativity for good. And I would encourage all of you to think very carefully about what that means, and to think in terms of the people that have been shortlisted, either this year or in years past, people that have won awards either this year or in years past, the companies that have been mentioned by Derby Swap Shop. How can I have more conversations with people? How can I find out what else is going on in my community? How can I find out, a bit like Paul said, about what the challenges are for those people that are most at risk? And where can creative industries play a role to improve the lives for everyone in our great city and our great region? I paused there, not for the applause, actually. I paused there because I need to look at my notes and think, have I forgot to thank anyone? But I think I have thanked everyone that we need to thank, but it is always someone that I forget. But a huge thank you to everyone that's been involved in making this event tonight, and for all of you for watching and joining in and commenting at home, and particularly for all those shortlisted, all those that judged and helped us make this event. But in true showbiz style, let's go out with a song. It's over to you, Will. Take us away.
When the night has come and the land is dark and the moon is the only light we'll see, no, I won't be afraid. No, I won't be afraid. Just as long as you stand by me. So darling, darling, stand by me. Oh, stand by me. Oh, stand by me. If the sky that we look upon should crumble and fall, or the mountain should crumble to the sea, no, I won't be afraid. No, I won't be afraid. Just as long as you stand by me. So darling, darling, stand by me. Oh, stand by me. Oh, stand by me. Whenever you're in trouble, won't you stand by me? Oh, stand by me. Oh, stand by me. Won't you stand by me? Won't you stand stand by me. Thank you.
Are we out? Yeah.